Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in the United States of America to attend the 4th Nuclear Security Summit. Prime Minister also met the Indian diaspora ahead of this crucial nuclear security meet in Washington, D.C. This summit is scheduled to begin with a dinner for the leaders of 53 participating nations at the White House. India is to share its assessment of the threat of nuclear terrorism. India will submit a progress report on nuclear security at this summit. The focus will also be on the threat that nuclear material poses if it should fall into the hands of terrorists, and especially groups like the Islamic State or the Lashkar-e-Taiba. And Deputy Editor Smita Sharma joins us live from Washington, D.C. Smita, especially after what happened in Brussels, that terrorist Islamic State, they were trying to get their hands on some nuclear material, try to kidnap scientists if nuclear scientists is what their aim was. This meeting becomes extremely crucial.
Absolutely, Gaurav. You know, the significance of this meeting, its timings clearly much more important now. This is the 4th edition of the Nuclear Security Summit, something that President Barack Obama really has been pushing for at a personal level. This could well be the last summit. We are outside the Willard Intercontinental Hotel where Narendra Modi is staying at the moment, and this is where he came out of, you know, at around 9 o'clock local time. He interacted with the Indians, but clearly he is here to deliberate upon those nuclear security threat discussions, which will be the theme for that official working dinner at the White House tonight as well, hosted by Barack Obama. And not just in Brussels, which of course, you know, the blast that you were covering, Gaurav, we saw those horrific even in Pakistan's Lahore.
Yes.
That again exposes the sort of vulnerability of countries, especially in South Asia, if you were to see, when it comes to terror strikes, terror threats. And what if these nuclear weapons, not really, you know, the nuclear facilities. Now, the acquisition of nuclear facilities is almost an impossible concept, but dirty bombs, contamination of urban centers, these continue to be, of course, the dominant themes for these deliberations over the next 24 to 36 hours.
Okay. Now, for the US President Barack Obama, as you were pointing out, it's a personal dream to ensure that nuclear weapons and the stockpile should be contained in the next 4 years. How realistic is that dream? What is it that the 53 participants bring to the table? What does India bring to the table?
You know, in terms of what has this summit meeting really achieved, I was talking to a lot of these experts yesterday who have authored books on nuclear issues, and they were pointing out that, well, there are at least 14 countries, including Taiwan, who since 2010 have really cut down upon the highly enriched uranium levels. So countries are working. We also saw Obama take those initiatives of trying to work with the Russian president to, you know, reduce nuclear stockpiles. It's about the existing stockpiles, because there are some 44 nuclear facilities currently in some 31 countries that we are talking about. The kind of nuclear material that is available in the world today, it's capable of producing at least 2,000 nuclear bombs. So how does one go about ensuring that the global threats emanating here are under control? Now, India clearly brings with it on the table a sense of responsibility. Its clean track nuclear proliferation record, unlike some of its neighbors, you know, there's really never been a serious report of the black marketing of nuclear materials, radioactive materials from India, though we have come across, in fact, reports of some attempts at theft or robbery of these materials, which is a concern. But for India, the one criticism has been that it does not have an independent regulatory authority to, you know, as far as the nuclear oversight is concerned. That's something perhaps the partners would like to question India about, but they do bring in with them that sense of responsibility when it comes to the nuclear program.
And something where Pakistan has a very dismal record, and many are saying, could this also be a reason, not just that Lahore terror attack, why Pakistan is staying away from this nuclear high table? For the moment, Smita Sharma in Washington, D.C., many thanks for joining me. We will continue to come back to you for more.
Now, Pakistan captain Shahid Afridi might have landed himself in trouble yet again while speaking about fans in India. Asked about fans in Mohali before their match with New Zealand on Tuesday.
Go to different villages across India and actually stay there for a month. and see the villagers, help them. And what it does is it opens your eyes to a whole new part of India that you never really saw before. So Amrita gives